Buffalo Bills are going to be without Greg Rousseau versus the Jacksonville Jaguars in London. This is definitely a big-time loss, but this really opens the door for a potential return of Von Miller. If Von Miller is not going to be a go, I think Kingsley Jonathan is going to be the next one called up here. But welcome to my channel, Bills News Consolidated. How is this defensive line going to look without Greg Rousseau? Yes, we got Shaq Lawson, AJ Epinesa, Jonathan Kingsley also getting involved, as well as Leonard Floyd. These defensive ends and the rotation of defensive ends on this team has totally balled out for Sean McDermott and the Buffalo Bills. And I know the Jacksonville Jaguars, after looking at the stats, I hope you saw my last video, 15 stats that prove the Buffalo Bills are 2 times better than the Jacksonville Jaguars. And one of those reasons is really the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen, the total touchdowns, the total passing yards. But now one thing Justin Herbert is good at is taking care of the football. The Jacksonville Jaguars and Doug Peterson, their head coach, they have put a little emphasis on taking care of the football. And the Buffalo Bills really need to make sure that we win the turnover battle against the Jaguars here in London. Greg Rousseau batting balls at the line of scrimmage. AJ Epinesa batting balls at the line of scrimmage. The best pass rush in the NFL, leading the NFL in total sacks. You know, Greg Rousseau is a huge piece of that. And Greg Rousseau playing on the right side, playing on the left side. We heard it before the season even started. Eric Washington hyping up Greg Rousseau, saying this offseason he's improved going against left tackles, not always going against right tackles. And we needed that from Rousseau because we didn't have Von Miller. Von Miller getting through his first practice of the Buffalo Bills. I don't know if it would be wise to have him go out on an unfamiliar field like the one that we're playing in London. And yes, it is a turf field. No player has really ever played on that before with the Buffalo Bills. And I really think, I don't know if it's a wise decision to have Von Miller trot out there coming off a huge injury that he had last year. I really think the Buffalo Bills in this matchup versus the Jacksonville Jaguars, I already said it, 2 times better. The stats do not lie. Kingsley Jonathan, this could be your last opportunity to really hit the field, showcase your skills because Von Miller's on his way back. Greg Rousseau's healing up, right? How many more opportunities are you going to have? So it's about taking advantage of these opportunities. And Kingsley Jonathan, last week and the week before, especially against the Commanders, he didn't have a lot of stats, didn't show up on the stat line, but he impacted the play. He had Howell running for his life. He was just creating havoc. The offensive line was getting beat up all throughout the game. That is exactly what this Buffalo Bills defense has done. Now, Ed Oliver, Daquan Jones, Tim Settle, all getting involved here with the Buffalo Bills and really stepping up, having some of the best pass rush rates on the interior of this defensive line is just huge. And I think getting pressure on Justin Herbert this game, make him force an errant throw to get those interceptions. When he's clean in that pocket, if he could just make clean-cut decisions, he's going to take care of the football. Only 2 interceptions so far this year from Justin Herbert. And yes, I mean, the pass rush is what it's all about. The Buffalo Bills pursuing quarterbacks, chasing these quarterbacks down, having them feel the pressure, and then ultimately misthrow, overthrow like Tua last week, right into Micah Hyde's hands. So this is huge. This is absolutely huge. But the real question here, is Von Miller going to make his first appearance in London with the Buffalo Bills, knowing that Greg Rousseau is officially out? It's bad. It's bad that we're missing Rousseau, but it's early in the season. Rousseau does have a foot injury. It's early in the year. He is day-to-day. I think we're just being a little bit cautious. And again, this just raises the opportunity of the other players on this defensive line. And one other player that's going to have a huge opportunity in this game is Dane Jackson, who signed another 1-year deal with the Buffalo Bills this offseason. A lot of people were wondering why we even brought back Dane Jackson on a 1-year deal, and it was for reasons like this. Trey White goes down, is officially out for the 2023 season. Dane Jackson filled in his spot last year, and I think he did very well. I mean, the Bills, we went 13-3 last year. We did an excellent job. Dane Jackson being there, and he's going to get tested by Justin Herbert. Potentially Zay Jones, an ex-Buffalo Bill. He's coming back. He might be back for this game. And Calvin Ridley. There are a lot of weapons that they have. Their tight end, too. It's just great. Ingram, tall, physical, fast for a tight end. There are a lot of receiving weapons that the Jaguars have. You have Travis Etienne, a speedy type running back, just like previous weeks here with Raheem Mostert, potential to take it all the way to the house. So Greg Rousseau not only offering pass rush, but run blocking here too to bottle things up. The reach, the span that Greg Rousseau has at 6'6", 6'7", it's going to be huge. Stopping the run here, keeping the Jaguars honest offensively, dictating to them defensively. Dane Jackson, Kaiir Elam could also potentially get called up this week. See his first NFL scene here in London. I think Kaiir Elam is definitely solid cornerback, right? He's got the physical traits. He's got everything you need to be a dominant cornerback. And you hear everyone saying how hard he's been working, catching the ball after practice, hanging out after practice, doing his thing. And I really think it just boils down to the mental aspect of the game. And when you look at Kaiir Elam's stats, for the limited amount of starts and the limited amount of playing time that Elam has had, he has a decent amount of interceptions. He almost had the same amount of interceptions as Trey White his rookie year. And we all know Trey White was a plug-and-play starter all year long his rookie year. Kaiir Elam was in and out, had hardly the amount of snaps and game experience. So this is a big opportunity for Kaiir Elam, for Dane Jackson, especially if this pass rush does not get home without Greg Rousseau. The secondary is just going to have to bring a little extra level to this game. You know, Calvin Ridley, a crazy specimen wide receiver. Zay Jones is definitely an underrated wide receiver. And Christian Kirk, who the Buffalo Bills were actually interested in. Josh Allen having a relationship with Christian Kirk, throwing the ball in the offseason to him. We all thought Kirk was going to come here, that shifty slot wide receiver. Taron Johnson is definitely going to have his hands full there. So this is huge. Big news. Greg Rousseau is officially out versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now the Bills are clearly the better team here. Josh Allen, this offense, I mean, we have doubled the amount of scoring touchdowns as the Jacksonville Jaguars. Bills have 16 passing touchdowns. Jacksonville Jaguars have 8. I know a lot of people are concerned about Josh Allen of the Jacksonville Jaguars, but keep in mind he has 6 sacks on the season, 3 of which against rookie Anthony Richardson week 1, and the next 3 were against Desmond Ridder of the Atlanta Falcons, who's pretty much a rookie this year, very inexperienced quarterback. Bills will game plan around that, and we will be just fine. But let me know in the comments below, is this concerning that Greg Rousseau is going to be out versus the Jacksonville Jaguars? How should we game plan around it? Kingsley Jonathan, Von Miller? I mean, who's going to step up to the plate? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, hit like, subscribe, and go Bills.